I may grab that later when I go to do more details, but for now the filbert brush is in my hand, and you know me, if it's in my hand, that's probably the one we're going to be using. Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do a nice little forest scene, maybe with a path coming through the foreground and a nice fence. Should be fun. And if you're looking forward to seeing this and you'd like to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more painting videos. All right, let's get started. We'll start off today here with our 2-inch brush, a nice soft blue color. There, I like that actually. See here, here's the actual color. Just blue, white. Actually, you know what I did do? I put a little green. Why would I put green in my blue? Well, it's because you already seen the painting, you know. We're doing a forest, and it helps to represent maybe misty trees in the background, or who knows what. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to use this to toss some of this mist in and around. I think I'm going to put more in than I actually want. We'll reduce it as we put stuff over top. I've also got clear gel and white over the top half of the canvas. Real quick before we go on to the next step, I want to take just a minute to talk to you about today's sponsor, Ridge Wallet. This wallet is designed with a light, sleek, and industrial feel. It doesn't fold awkwardly or bulge in your back pocket. It seriously changed the way that I organize my wallet. A lot of people are still using wallets designed in the 90s, carrying around old gift cards and receipts and whatnot. This wallet can hold up to 12 cards plus room for cash. There's over 30 colors and styles to choose from, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium, which is my personal favorite. I've really enjoyed using it, but don't take my word for it. Listen to their over 30,000 5-star reviews. The durable material means each wallet comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can buy one wallet and carry it for life. The Ridge team is so confident that you'll like it that they'll let you test drive it for 45 days, and you can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. I just enjoy how much slimmer this is in my pocket and about how much more organized I was. There's a lot of stuff that was in my wallet that I didn't even remember was there. Order today and you can get 10% off with free shipping worldwide and free returns. Go to ridgewallet.com/paintwithkevin. Be sure to use the promo code paintwithkevin, link in the description. So now I'm going to drop in using a fan brush. I was thinking about using a filbert, but I think the fan brush maybe just to start, because I want to probably use the filbert brush quite a lot in this painting. So, anyway, long story short, putting a couple trees in the background. Imagine that. It's a good thing to do when you're starting to paint a forest painting. The first step after the background is painting a tree, I guess. Oh yes, we can do it. Come on now. There. I actually kind of like this effect. I want it to be super misty. I may hit it with a blender brush, who knows. There. Hopefully you guys aren't spending too much time on stuff like this because it just doesn't matter. It doesn't make a bit of difference. Get it in quick. Move on to the next step. This is going to be covered up anyways. Well, I think now would be a great time to show you guys the paintings that you did of my painting last week. Now remember, you can use the hashtag on the screen if you want to share your painting with me, and I'll do my best to get it in the next video. One thing that does matter is a little path. And let's go ahead and sketch that path in because it does matter. Right here in the foreground, and it kind of sweeps across like that. We'll have a big bush right there. We'll have a, this is fun to sketch with you guys. I don't normally do that because I think it's kind of just, not too exciting, but there you go. Maybe another big tree here, another crooked tree here. Ooh, look at what you can do. Yes, I like that painting. This is a good painting. I think we're done. Let's put a frame on it. We're really not done at all with the background. But I'm going to work here on the foreground just to get it blocked in. So much of the time it's easier to go ahead and just block in your colors and then go back and fix and detail things. And that's the way it is here. There, that's nice. Just get some good, kind of some warm tones to balance out the massive amount of cool tones that we have back there. It's kind of pretty. I love that. You got to have contrast. Not so much contrast. Variation. I was going to say contrast between your colors, but I'm really talking about variation. You got to have a lot of variation, a lot of cool and warm colors. I guess it is contrast of colors, isn't it? Because that's what contrast is. It's just a big difference. There we go. There's our new art term. I want a big difference in my painting. Yes. Hey, I like that. that seems to work. It's a decent little shape. While we got this color, we should go ahead and just maybe locate our fence. Feel free to get this on here as thick as you want, because we will probably be taking it off. You know, taking the oil paint off at least, not actually erasing anything. But of course this is out of order. Somebody's yelling at me, and that's fun. There. Now, while we're down there, let's go ahead and get some of our grass in. We're gonna have to paint around the fence post. Oh, what an inconvenience. If they weren't yelling at me before, they are now. There. Now back here, I really want it to go softer. Softer, softer. Actually there's a little mound of grass that comes down. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe back in here, just so we see a little land back in here. It's kind of, I don't know if you really notice it, but I'm gonna put it there anyways. Gives us somewhere to put bushes and stuff. I don't know. We're just throwing color around. We'll figure it out later. Who cares at this point? It's too early to worry about it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and place in some trees here. I just feel like I wanna locate them a little better. I had them in the sketch, but I'd like to see them in before I get too much further. All right, these trees are going to be super crooked. Very interesting because they will help to lend a little detail and just a little pop to that whole painting. It's going to need this interest. Ooh, that is interesting. The more wiggles and jiggles, the more interesting it is, wouldn't you say? Actually, it wouldn't hurt to kind of have it taper up into a canopy right here. It doesn't need to. So often we just take our trees right off the top, right? How often does that happen? But what happens if, for a change, yeah, it's going off the top, but it's definitely, look, it's broken up into a canopy. So it's not a very big tree. And that's cool. It doesn't have to be a big tree. It's kind of a small tree. And that works. You could really use we should be using the little quarter flat, the new one. But for now, and I may grab that later when I go to do more details, but for now the filbert brush is in my hand, and you know me, if it's in my hand, that's probably the one we're gonna be using. I can't help it. What are you gonna do? All right, now tell you what. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. We can fill that canopy in with the liner brush. That is actually the best tool for the job. Let's get another one right here. Make sure you don't do the same curve. It's so easy to do that, you know. Oh, that one's crazy. Nice. Good. Very different. Cool. I think we can work with this. It's just, like I said, just locating these trees is kind of the main thing. Maybe that one does go off. See, that way we have a little variety. Cool. It's got a crazy bump. We may throw a knot or something in there, or a hole, you know. I've got a tree like that near my house. It's got a big bulge. It's pretty interesting. Nice. And maybe just reestablish our fence post here a little. We messed it up, but that's okay. Look, it takes just 2 seconds to put it back in. Yes. And then as far as details go on the ground here, I think just go ahead and get maybe some like yellow ochre or something kind of a little warmer. There's my color. Who knows what it is? I need more white. There. I'm just dropping in a nice larger tree. Well, it is bigger than that one. It's definitely much bigger. It is further back. It's a little misty, as you can see. That's nice. I like that. There's my color, just a soft gray. Nothing crazy, no big deal. Okay, so that's that. Now, tell you what do you think maybe should we do a couple of limbs? That might be good. Yes. There. Now, so far I have not stopped and wiped any of the paint off the canvas. It's looking a little wet, isn't it? Just a little. So far it's okay. I haven't really felt the need to do it just yet. We'll see. That's going to change pretty quick, I'm guessing. Cool. That looks good. Sometimes you kind of hold your brush all kind of funky ways like that, and it actually makes really nice limbs because you're not in control. Isn't that crazy? You can do a better job painting when you're not in control. What does that tell you, right? Oh boy. All right, here's another one. Maybe right back in here. Something that's just, yeah, right there. That's fine. just a little closer. It's a little darker than these background ones. And I think that works. This whole painting has just been like me lopping in trees, but gotta do it. We'll get to detailing here sooner than later, maybe. Good. All right, speaking of maybe just a little right here, speaking of detail, 1 or 2, I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. Maybe a dead tree right there. Good. All right, I think we can work with that. That looks halfway decent right there. All right, now, tell you what, let's go ahead real quick while we're going. I don't know where we're going, but while we're going, let's grab some of this and some of that. See if we can't get a nice soft green going. Oh, good, I found one. It was just hiding right there. All right, right up in here, I'm gonna place in a couple of just trees, leaves. I don't even really know which tree these go to, and I don't think it really makes a whole lot of difference. Coming out from behind that tree there, good. Just the underpainting. We'll come back and highlight, we'll make it pretty later. Just getting, for now, some basic, now this one does go to this tree, some basic kind of feeling of branches and details, which I think really works. Finally, kind of closing this area in on the top, making it feel a little more like a forest. I think that really works. For the last few minutes, this is actually falling off. I've had this paper towel up here, a shop towel, not a paper towel. And there we go. That should work. Hopefully that absorbed enough oils on there for, well, I walked away and came back, so it's probably like 15 minutes at least. That's a good excuse to take a break. Sometimes the best thing you can do is get away from your painting. You guys know what I mean? I know there's more than one person right now is saying, yeah, I know what you mean. Because let's face it, sometimes you just go cross-eyed and you just can't see what's in front of you. And that's okay. Don't feel bad, because that happens to me too. Sometimes you gotta take a break. A lot of the time I will go, I'll eat lunch or eat dinner depending on the day. Hopefully not dinner, but sometimes. Or just have a coffee break, get away from it for a while. It makes a big difference. It'll also mean you can actually paint longer without getting burned out. So that's good too. All right, I know this is rough and I know this is funny looking, but don't worry, we are going to come back and pull some details out. I love saying this, with the detail brush. Yes, imagine that. There, that works. I'm painting right over my limbs here, as if they weren't there. I can always place them back in if I want them, or I can add leaves or whatever to that tree as well. Cool. Now I'm just kind of painting background stuff. Like I said, we'll probably pull our trees over this again. So now we finally get to take this from sloppy to nice looking, hopefully. That's the end goal, is nice looking, just in case you didn't really know. Oh dear. Yes, we're doing okay today. This is an okay day. It's a very good day, actually. There. All right, this is actually, you'd think I could come up with some different things to say. This is looking nice. Yes, hey, listen, if you don't have fun, I say this every week. It's because it's important. If you don't have fun, what's the point? There's no point. So make sure you're having fun. That's the #1 goal. Oh, by the way, I'm using an older detail round brush because, I'm going to be doing a lot of these leaves all over the canvas. If you have an old one, one for light, one for dark, grab your one for dark. It tends to be, used a little heavier. There you go. Then you can kind of save wear and tear on your pointy detail round brush, the one you want to get in for those really micro details at the end. You save that one to be a little newer, Hope that makes sense. There, that looks good. Look at that. Now we can pop this out with more and more highlight, but it's hard to tell. This is the first thing I'm properly highlighting. So I don't know if this is as bright as I want, or if I want it way brighter. I don't know yet. I'm gonna guess that I want it brighter, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to lock myself in. So we won't do that. There, that looks good. I have a little moss on this tree over here. It'd be a good idea to go ahead and highlight that as well. Just pop around the whole painting, doing highlights. Now, having said that, I need some more yellow, so I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm putting in some mist, and I know what you're thinking. Why are you putting in mist? Weren't you just doing highlight? Yes, I was. And then I went back there and I looked at it where you guys are standing. What do you know? I thought there wasn't enough mist, so I put some in. Imagine that. All right, now, I also, while doing that, I didn't waste my time completely, because I went and I got some yellow too. There we go. So let's go ahead and stick this in. Oh, let me tell you, this is fun. This is a fun painting. It's a little bit different, and I like that. Now, I also noticed, I'm sure you guys are noticing this as well, it looks a little spooky. This is not a Halloween painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the mood of it by highlighting more than I originally thought I would. So by doing all that highlight, it's going to make it feel happy and cheery, which is exactly what I'm going for. I'm not going for spooky, although you certainly could. Nothing wrong with that, just not what I'm doing today. I guess we've probably done that in the past, haven't we? There, that looks good, doesn't it? My light is filtering through the painting like this, either coming from behind or probably just coming from the side. Who knows? Who cares? Doesn't matter, as long as you kind of keep it consistent. There. All right, place on a little more light to this one. So I'm going to definitely be highlighting more, making everything brighter and cheerier. Wipe that detail brush out, it's starting to get clogged. And keep on going here. I do think we should have a little light in the background, just like this. Something just at the end of that trail there. Good, 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 good. Is it subtle? Absolutely. But I think it works. It's not a very big trail, is it? But that's kind of nice. It's just subtle. This area too, let's put just a little more detail here. I'm just going to highlight the grass with a detail brush, probably till we get down here, and then just hit it with a fan brush. You guys know how to do that. So now one of the final details that we're going to add here is just some gravel, some stones, whatever, to this path, just so that it's not just purely, I don't know, flat and smooth. This creates a lot of dimension. You just do a quickie 2-second highlight, and then you come back, and now you make it look pretty with all of this stuff on top. Now, when you get at least, less than halfway, I'm going to stop with this because you just don't want that back in the mistiness. If you had a longer path, you might go back a little further, but for me, I'm not even going to go past half today. This is definitely my #1 favorite thing to do on beaches and a seascape. Oh, it makes them look so good. But you don't do this with just one color, right? You do this with at least 4 colors. Palette is down here so that the paint doesn't slide away. It's never much fun when the paint slides away. But anyway, there you go. If you ever get ones, little ones like that you don't like, just rub them away when you're done. Don't even worry about them for now. Try to keep the light ones in the light area, dark ones in the dark area. Pretty easy, It makes sense. There. That adds some good detail. I like that. Let me just show you real quick. This is just what is this? Little flat brush. Even got a little green in it, and I think I'll just use this just a touch. See that? And just melt some of those bigger ones away. That's all you need. It gives you even another texture, and I like it. So the last thing we're going to do is the liner brush. Grass and probably some limbs on the tree. That's pretty typical. That's a good way to end the painting. But let me tell you, so much of the time, not so much on this one, but so much of the time, just, the painting kind of is looking boring until the very end you get your liner brush out and it looks amazing. Now this painting's, for whatever reason, is a little more interesting, but sometimes it does really need the liner brush, and sometimes, the liner brush kind of takes a backseat. That's today. The liner brush is not as important. It's not unheard of for me to paint for half an hour with the liner brush, with nothing but the liner brush at the very end, if it needs it. Thankfully, today it doesn't need it. That's a lot of liner brush work. There, okay, that's not bad right there. That's probably about as bright as we need to go. And honestly, maybe just a little over there, or a few tree limbs, and call it a day. Because this one is looking good, and I'm happy with it. And yes, it is okay to be happy with your paintings. You put a lot of effort into them. You might as well be happy with them, even if they're not perfect. You'll learn from each one. So, I know sometimes it's so easy to just be too hard on yourself, but you don't want to do that. Allow yourself to be happy and pick out the good things in the painting. Actively looking for the things that you like. And some days there are more than others. But anyway, hopefully that 2-second inspirational bit helps. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and Brushline. Thanks for watching.